Now, your eyewitness weather forecast.
Just about 6:07 on this early Thursday evening. I'm meteorologist Jordan Reed, tracking a cloudy Friday for the end of our work week with some flurries out there, but it'll turn bitterly colder over the weekend. Let's take a live look right now at downtown Utica, where we are currently seeing clear skies. 16 degrees is that current temperature. We'll be dropping into the teens and single digits as we go through the next few hours. Some areas have already done so, like Saranac Lake at 6 degrees, Watertown at 9 at the present time. The rest of us are into the teens and the 20s across the upstate. But when you factor in that wind, it feels just a couple of degrees chillier. Wind not going to be a major factor as we head into the evening hours, but there will be some out there. They'll eventually go calm. The radar right now is free and clear of precipitation, and I expect it to remain that way during the overnight hours. We will see a lot of clouds, though, but again, those clouds not producing any precipitation. That changes during the day tomorrow. As you look back toward the west, we do have an area of low pressure, or actually an Alberta clipper back toward the west, and that's going to bring the Arctic chill. First, we'll be dealing with this warm front moving up toward the north and the west, and that's what will produce a southwesterly wind. So actually tomorrow, in some cases, will be a couple of degrees warmer than today. That means many of us getting into the middle, if not the upper 20s, to maybe right around 30 degrees, but it doesn't last long. That cold front back toward the west builds in, and that's the Alberta clipper. So what exactly is that? We've had several of them this winter. They are fast-moving areas of low pressure or troughs that develop near Alberta out in western Canada, and they are capable of quick changes, so bursts of snow, some gusty winds out there, and accumulating snow, generally 1 to 3 inches with them. I think a couple of locations with this round could top out around 2 to 4, and then temperatures tumble behind them, and that's what we're going to see tomorrow night going into Saturday. So even though Saturday will start with highs around midnight at around 20 degrees or so, we'll end up throughout the day with temperatures in the single digits. And we'll be seeing temperatures dropping 10 to 20 degrees once that Alberta clipper moves through. Again, it remains dry and relatively calm winds overnight tonight. Temperatures in the single digits up north, and then we'll be seeing temperatures in the teens down toward the south. Again, not much of a wind chill factor out there. Same goes for tomorrow, with winds out of the east and southeast initially, and then we'll see some snow showers building in from west toward the east as we head through the afternoon into the early evening hours, and that could reduce the visibility for your evening commute. So as far as snowfall accumulation is concerned, some of us down toward the southeast may not even see an inch or two. Some of us up toward the north and west could see 2, 3, 4 inches, so not the worst accumulation that we have seen. And then the attention shifts to that Arctic cold behind the front. This extreme cold watch in effect area wide, and that's for wind chills of -15 to -35 between Friday night and Saturday afternoon, and that goes, or actually from Friday night through Sunday afternoon. It expires area wide at 1 p.m. Sunday afternoon, and these are some of the wind chills that we could be talking about. Again, -15 to -30, can you roll out -40, -45 in some rural countryside locations. But the good news is that finally it looks like we'll see temperatures going above average for most of the country as we head toward the middle of February. We just have to get through this cold snap first and a few more snow chances. Thomas, back over to you.
Now, your eyewitness weather forecast.
Almost 10:17 on this late Thursday evening. I'm meteorologist Jordan Reed, tracking some clouds and some snow showers for your Friday. At least temperatures will be a little bit milder than today, getting into the mid and if not the upper 20s out there, but that's before they hit rock bottom over the weekend. Let's take a look at our almanac for today. 22 the high, -4 the low, still below average in both departments by as much as 10 to 20 degrees, and obviously not anywhere near record. No precipitation observed as well, and our sunsets continuing to get later. Sunrise is also a little bit earlier as well, so a little more than 10 hours of daylight today. Right now in downtown Utica, we are seeing mainly clear skies. 8 degrees is that current temperature reading, and across other parts from the upstate, we are in good company with temperatures in the single digits, both above and below zero. Saranac Lake at -5 at the present time, Old Forge at +5. We do have a couple of teens embedded in there as well. The radar is fairly quiet right now, but back toward the west, you do have a couple couple of snow showers over portions of the Syracuse area back toward Interstate 81. Those are fairly light and most of them not reaching the ground. We do just have some clouds out there right now and a trough back toward the Chicago area. A second one behind that associated with an Alberta clipper that is going to move through the area tomorrow afternoon into tomorrow evening. And you might be wondering what that is. We've had several of them so far this winter. So they're basically fast-moving areas of low pressure that develop out in Western Canada near Alberta, hence their name. And they are capable of quick changes such as bursts of snow as well as some gusty winds. That's what we're going to be seeing tomorrow. Could be as much as 1 to 3 inches of snow with most of them. I think this one could produce a little bit more like 2 to 4. But regardless, temperatures tumble behind them as much as 10 to 20 degrees. So even though we'll have temperatures tomorrow night into Saturday morning in the upper teens and low 20s, they'll crash throughout the day on Saturday and we'll end up in the single digits with wind chills below 0. Not so much tonight, though. We will have temperatures in the single digits, mainly above 0. Could find a few teens out there. And the winds remain fairly light, so wind chill not much of a factor tonight. In fact, the winds out of the east-southeast tomorrow will actually provide some milder temperatures compared to today, but still below average. At least we're within a couple of degrees of it, getting into the middle and the upper 20s. But after 3, 4, 5 o'clock, snow showers become more likely from west to east. The wind switches to the south and southwest for a period of time, and then it switches over to the west initially at around 5 miles an hour tomorrow evening, but then it picks up to 10 to 20 toward and after midnight. As far as snowfall accumulation is concerned, most of us seeing coating to an inch or two down toward the south and east, a little bit more like 2 to 4, as I mentioned, up toward the northwest. Could be more in any lake-enhanced bands that there are out there. And then we have an extreme cold watch from tomorrow evening through at least Sunday afternoon for all of central New York for temperatures that will be well below 0 and wind chills that could be minus 15 to minus 30, if not lower than that. The good news is that finally we will be looking at some above average temperatures toward the middle and possibly the end of February, with 30s, maybe some 40s returning to the forecast. We just have to get through a bitterly cold weekend first, and then most of next week looks a little bit milder, but we do have a few snow shower chances to get through in between that time. Thomas, back over to you.
Now, your eyewitness weather forecast.
I should say now the time on this late Thursday evening. I'm meteorologist Jordan Reed, tracking some clouds, some flurries and snow showers for your Friday, and that's ushering in a much colder weekend. So let's take a look first, though, at downtown Utica, where we are dealing with clear skies at the present time. 6 degrees is that current temperature reading. However, the winds are fairly light and are going to remain that way during the evening hours, so these temperatures are going to drop back a couple more degrees, yes, but at least there won't be much of a wind chill factor tonight. That changes tomorrow and certainly through the weekend as well. Temperatures mainly in the single digits and teens out there, but Saranac Lake, that one exception, at 7 below at the present time. The radar is also largely free and clear of precipitation. It's obviously just not detecting the clouds. That's what the satellite is for. And you can see we do have a lot of them creeping in towards central New York, back toward the west, though we do have a series of troughs and an Alberta clipper system, and that's what's going to usher in some much colder air over the weekend and usher in some snow showers for our Friday evening and through our Saturday morning as well. So what are those? We've been dealing with several Alberta clippers so far this winter, and they are fast-moving areas of low pressure that develop near the Canadian province of Alberta. They are capable of quick changes, including bursts of snow and some gusty winds. We'll certainly see that tomorrow. In terms of accumulation, most of them generally produce 1 to 3 inches. This one might produce a little bit more like 2 to 4, with some lake enhancement to the east and southeast of Lake Ontario. But the big story behind it will be the tumbling temperatures, as much as 10 to 20 degrees. So even though we'll see temperatures tomorrow evening and through early Saturday morning around midnight at around the teens to right around 20 degrees, as we head through the day Saturday, we'll see temperatures only in the single digits with wind chills well below 0. Temperatures tonight in the single digits to right around 10 degrees for many locations, with an east-southeasterly breeze developing as we head through the afternoon. And some snow showers will develop as we head through the afternoon, generally from west to east from about 3 to as late as 5 p.m. in many locations. Most of them light to moderate in intensity, but that could snarl up the evening commute as well as any dinner plans that you have for tomorrow evening as well. At least it's a little bit of a lighter, fluffier snow. Temperatures in the 20s. How much accumulates? Most of us seeing as much as 2 to 4 inches, a little bit less as you head down toward the southeast, where it's expected to be a little bit lighter. And then the attention shifts to the cold that moves in after the Clipper system moves out. So as such, an extreme cold watch has been issued for all of our area, but the exact start time on Saturday depends on where you are. It either starts in the morning or in the evening hours, but no matter where you are, it goes through 1 p.m. on Sunday afternoon right now, and that's for wind chills. That could be 15 to 30 below zero. You could see that's what you'll wake up to for any church services or any brunch plans on Sunday. You're definitely going to want to bundle up and make sure you watch out for your pets as well. A quick trip outside and then right back in with extra protection on them as well. Temperatures look to warm up though for at least the central and eastern 2/3 of the country, east of the Rockies. As we head through the middle of February, we just have to get there, I should say, first. At least most of next week looks a little bit milder with finally temperatures back into the 20s after an Arctic cold weekend. Thomas, back to you.
Thank you,